So we were talking about, moving to something else that is that's been out there. The environment, man.
What? Oh,
the environment.
Like global warming, that sort of thing?
All of that. I'm talking about the environment, the global warming. I mean, what's happening? Look, what's the weather going on? What's going on in the weather?
You know what's going on with the weather right now.
You're right. I asked you a question, though.
No,
about the environment.
No, I think we're at a crossroad.
Yeah.
In our society, in our world, we have to make some tough decisions.
Yeah.
Are we going to make money, or are we going to live? That's really what it comes down to. Are we going to make a bunch of money as entrepreneurs, as business people, as
it's greed.
One percenters?
It's greed.
One percenters. Are we going to do that? Or are we going to save the world? Now I know a lot.
But the world ain't sexy. I mean, saving the world ain't a sexy conversation these days, bro.
Especially
for a lot of folks.
Especially to a lot of.
It should be sexy. It should be alarming.
Yeah, but a lot of religious people would say, that well, there's no issue, whatever else. I beg to differ.
When you say religious people, you're talking about of all religions.
Yeah, all religions. A lot of religions.
Not all, but a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah. A lot of religious mindset, traditional religious mindsets. They don't believe in global warming.
Yeah.
They don't believe in climate change and that sort of thing. Okay, so you're not gonna convince these people. That's why I believe we're at a crossroad, because you got far too many people who now 20 years ago.
Right.
People, for the most part, believed in climate change. If you told people 20 years ago to stop doing this certain thing, some of the things that we're allowing to do, they would have said no. They would have said no, we're not. But here we fast forward, the politics that's going on in our society, the division, the polarization of our world, our society, in our country is so rampant right now till we're at this crossroad, we're at this inflection point where politics could literally destroy our world.
Politics?
As we know it. When I say our world as we know it.
The politics, you mean?
The earth.
Yeah, politics play. Yeah, politics. Yeah. Everything has to do with, you talking about when it comes down to the way things, way things are legislated and all that. I mean, the way we're dealing with, but speaking about global warming and all this other stuff, I mean, here's what's crazy. You see the weather?
I'm living in it.
No, I mean, Phoenix, Arizona?
Yep, Texas.
Phoenix, Arizona hit 118 degrees. 118 degrees,
scary.
right?
That's scary.
Okay.
That's scary.
So
add another 10 to that. You're gonna have catastrophe in terms of deaths like you've never seen before. Just another 10 degrees.
So a lot of young folks are talking about us changing stuff. A lot of young folks are now starting to, they're like, it's never going to change unless we stand up and fight.
You know the problem, Rue?
And they're doing that now.
I'm going to tell you this. The problem is this. Politics has become the new religion. Or religion has shifted into politics. The lines are blurred between religion and politics. Mm-hmm. People today, back in the day, you could politically, we could talk, hash things out, figure things out. Yeah. You disagree with that? Okay, give and take, okay, whatever else, for the greater good, right? Today, people are holding on to their politics and it's kind of, it's politics and religion. So those two are hand in hand right now. People aren't letting go of their religion. They're not letting it go because it's become their politics. They're not letting the politics go because it's become their religion. Yeah. And once people get locked in on a religion, you know how it is. It's hard for people rather die than renounce their religion. I didn't say their spirituality, their religion.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the problem we have in this country and in this world right now. It's the religious sect, SECT, that's destroying this planet as we know it.
Yeah, so you said that's the way it's become the new politics and the new. It is. I mean, religion. Let's just use Christianity for instance, because let's just speak about America. We know that the number one religion in America is Christianity.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so, if you go to another country, it may be, Islam, or it may be a combination of them, just like here. But we know the predominant religion here in America is Christianity, and Christianity has all these different strands.
Sure.
We just talked about our great grandfather a while back. We was talking about that. But Christianity has all these different strands and so many different variations Christianity in one country is totally different than the different Christianity in another country. Let alone
that should tell you something there.
Yeah, right. So that ought to let you know, right?
Tell you something.
And so then you start seeing religion, in one religion, but they all have something in common. Okay, and that is control.
Yeah.
See, I'm like one of those persons that I'm always on the lookout for somebody that's trying to control something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's red
Why?
flag.
Because I've lived in this life for a little bit now to know what it looks like, and then not only to know what it looks like, but to have navigated for all these years, and then to be at a point now where it's speaking truth to power at its fullness.
Right.
Okay, in a more expansive, declarative way.
Right.
Like it's a mandate. That's how I look at it when it comes to me. Right? So I can peep it. I know what it looks like. And I'm fighting against that control, because that control, is something that it's all about. You get control, it's power.
Yeah.
Okay? Control is power, control. And when you control things and when you have power over people, based upon a social construct that has not only to do with religion, but it has to do with different types of religion, Christianity in this sense, right? That has been weaponized. Like, I'm not against Christianity.
No.
Okay? I believe in the teachings of Christ. I believe in Christianity with regard to the teachings of Christ.
Right.
I believe it. Okay? But I also believe that the interpretation
and
of
its principles.
its principles and the interpretation of it is up for discussion.
Right.
And don't tell me if you interpret this thing differently and then tell me that I better believe this, and if I don't believe it, I got all these consequences coming my way. Get the out of my face. Right?
Yeah.
But make no mistake about it. Okay, it's all about control, power, the same way. Okay, but we also have a whole lot of people. I'm going back to a point that I wanted to make. But we also have a lot of folk that are Christians that get down, that I get down with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you be one of them. You know what I'm gonna say? And a whole lot of Christians, white evangelical Christians. I got some of those people that I associate with.
As a whole.
No, I said I associate with. They ain't hanging with me much.
Right.
Okay, because they ain't feeling me at all.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just saying associate. You gotta navigate, right?
Sure.
But they can't be. I'm talking about in the truest sense of, this evangelical Christianity.
Yeah.
Because you got all these other ones, Lutheran and Presbyterianism and Unitarian and Unity and all these other different Catholicism.
Yeah.
And all these other things. Okay. All these other different Christian, derivatives. Okay, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And so, if that be the case, why can't we just be more accepting of other religions? And then, if that's the case, we should be more accepting of other spiritualities or spiritual ways of thinking. Worldviews spiritually. Okay? We believe and we accept what we want to accept.
True.
What are you talking about? All the Christians unified, at least a good bunch of them, unified, to vote for folk that you and I said, you got to be out of your mind.
Yeah. No, I believe, and here's the sad thing about it too. It's the religious
So they don't want to believe in global warming.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Or they don't want to accept it.
What I'm saying is yes, and what I'm saying is to the religious sect.
Yeah.
And
Power.
unfortunately, namely the Christian extreme right, okay, they have hijacked Christianity. They really have hijacked Christianity.
From who? The Catholic Church?
No, I'm just saying from its origin
What's the
of
origin?
Jesus Christ.
What's the origin?
Jesus Christ.
What's the origin?
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay, but I mean,
Just read the Beatitudes.
Jesus Christ originated 2,000 years ago.
Yeah,
So the Bible.
his principles.
Okay.
The Christianity, you know this, but the Christian faith, or the Christian religion is born out of the principles and teachings of Jesus Christ. Okay, but Jesus Christ wasn't a Christian. Okay,
No, he was the Christ.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is that the origins of the Christian faith was strictly the teachings of Jesus Christ, the principles of Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
And the extreme right of the Christian sect or Christian religion has hijacked Christ's teachings and weaponized it. That's a good word. It's a more popular word right now. Have weaponized that. The teaching and the principles of Christ and twisted it and turned it and made it into something that it's not. That is the thinking. That's the MO. That's the thinking that's going to destroy. That has the potential to destroy this planet as we know it.
When it comes to you talking, it comes in the environment.
The environment.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, and let's just face it. Look. We got a lot of happening here. I guess what I'm thinking, Rob, is this. For all the folk that have a problem with the way this environment, okay, is being treated here in America through our legislation, greedy folk, grifters, folk that want to monetize everything, okay?
Driven by
the greed and money, okay? So it's capitalism gone to the extreme, to a place where it wasn't even envisioning. But so the thing is so now that we have these folks over here that have a problem with the way the environment is being treated, environmentalists and those that agree with that there is a global warming and other things that are causing these fires and all these other hazards, okay, because of our mistreatment and abuse of our environment, the globe, the world that we live in, Earth.
Yeah.
Come on over here to those that are marginalized as black folk. Come on over here to those that are marginalized, okay, as brown folks. Come on over here to folks that are marginalized as developmentally whatever challenged, or those that have been that have health challenges, okay. And come on over here. I'm talking about those particular organizations, groups, and activists and activism groups and organizations, okay, that are speaking truth to power for those spaces of individuals and people. Okay, these individuals, if we intersect, okay, women,
absolutely,
okay, if black women, of course, if we all intersect and say whatever and whoever, okay, is coming up against you, is coming up against me.
Sure.
And if we all thought like that,
sure,
because an injustice against anybody is an injustice against everybody.
Right.
An injustice against one is an injustice against all.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And that's how we have to think. But the only way to maximize that thought process and to put it into action, okay, where it impacts, is where we intersect, we come together and fight together with that way of thinking and that concept, not just that way of thinking, but with that truth, that all men are created equal, okay? And if it's a human right, okay, it's your right.
Right.
If it's a human right, it's my right. If it's a human right, it's our right. And we won't stop fighting as a people, as a nation, black, white, Right.
Jew, Gentile, gay, lesbian, straight, LGBTQ plus, okay, transgender, anybody and all people,
Right.
okay,
Right.
coming together, then, okay,
Right.
we will solve the ills of our environment. We will solve the ills of our education system, all of these institutions, okay,
Right.
that are stacked up against us, all, with the exception of the few, the proud, the powerful, and ugly, and evil.
Yeah.
Okay? And if we do that and come together, Rob, we're unstoppable. And until that happens,
Well, see,
I'm going to fight.
Well, see, the thing is, we can't fight against. See, it's that little small portion of people in this country are putting pressure on the politicians to do things and enact laws and things like that, legislate laws and things for them.
Yeah.
And to the capitalists, the hyper-capitalists, the ones that don't believe in regulation, want just to do whatever they want to do, to make all the money they can, however they want to do it, no matter who it
When you
affects.
say regulation, you talking about regulations?
I think I look here. I believe in capitalism, big time. I'm a business person and all that. I understand capitalism. I believe in capitalism, but I believe all forms of capitalism have to be regulated by someone. Now I know people think, well, the government will regulate it. Well, then somebody's got to be a watchdog. Because here's the point. Here's the point.
I'll be the watchdog.
So I live in Detroit, right? We live in Detroit.
You be the watchdog.
We be the black. We live in
watchdog.
Detroit. We live in the Detroit area, right? And we're looking at those wildfires and stuff like that. I took a picture the other day.
Yeah, hazy skies,
I took
man.
a picture, and I'll show you the picture later.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my car, and I'm looking around. It was like a week or so ago, and it was so weird. We live in Detroit, and Canada is right over, right over the bridge for us. And so, and I'm looking at the wildfires, and I'm looking at the air quality is so bad. Yeah. And I took a picture.
Yeah.
Straight haze. And then all of a sudden, I started thinking. Before that, I was coughing. I'm like, does this have anything to do with the? No, it didn't. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm coughing. I'm like, no, because I was outside all day, just out in the environment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I just tripping or what? Then I got to thinking, I'm like, no, I ain't tripping. That's those wildfires. So here's the point. So if you don't have regulation, listen here. You get these people. Got these factories and whatever else, the factories and all this stuff. You got all this smoke and whatever toxins and stuff being emitted into. They said we don't want to be regulated. We don't want the system to be filtered this way or whatever else. Don't regulate me. I'm just going to make all the money I can because it's cheaper for me to not have these things in place that will protect the environment. These filter systems and whatever it's called, whatever. It's cheaper to do that. Yeah. So you need to be regulated.
Yeah, right.
So you can't, listen here. You don't have the right to destroy my health at the expense of you making all the money that you can make.
Yeah, so
that's wrong.
So we're talking about the fire or what are we talking about?
Both. I'm talking about all of it.
So that's the thing. But think about this.
The fire is from the
think about this. You make a great point. I thought about it. So, you're talking about this fire, right? These fires that are in Canada that are affecting places all over the United States, especially the East Coast and Midwest and all that, and all across the United States. And
right.
We, like you mentioned, hazy skies, and they say that the air pollution is the worst it's been in years, right? Air quality is just horrific. Yeah. And I don't know what the numbers are, but they're crazy, right? They're off the charts, and we know that. But think about this, Rob. Folks in the city deal with that every day, all day. Not just smoke in the air, environmental, but pollutants and toxins and all kind of contaminants in the ground.
Schools and stuff
from
like that.
Streams being polluted by factories and companies, that pollute the water. All of that stuff, man, off the rivers and everywhere else, and coming through the streams. And guess what? The air that's polluted is most highly concentrated in your urban cities, Robert.
Yeah.
And that's what's sick. Well,
And so we sit there screaming about a 2-month, 3-month, 4-month fire, which is crazy because we know why it's happening.
Right.
You know, right? Global warming. But we've been screaming about, you know, this environmental inequity or injustice forever as African Americans in black communities, black and brown communities forever.
Yeah.
Now they want to start screaming and hollering. And then when the smoke clears, what they gonna do?
But justifiably
they're gonna stop
so.
talking about it. And they're gonna move on and never take care of the environment for folk in cities like where we come from.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the problem really is.
You got some of these schools.
And we screaming and hollering like punks.
You got some of these schools.
Because, you know, we got, the air's bad, right? But we've been screaming about this forever, but now y'all screaming and hollering, but you're going to forget about it as soon as the air lifts and the quality gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
We got a problem,
We're gonna have to address global warming, but also gonna have to address, just like for instance, the school systems. Some of the schools.
But what about folks that say, you know, you found up one of these, Rob?
What's that?
Cigar.
What is this doing? This one?
They say, I'm talking about air quality.
What about?
There's some folks that would imagine
It's a personal choice.
Right.
It's a personal choice.
Right. It is a personal choice.
Yeah, but going to school with lead, that has lead paint on the walls from the 1960s and 70s, and they haven't upgraded the paint in the schools for years. That it's toxic.
You mean from back then?
Lead point. Yes, some of these schools still haven't been.
Yeah, they'll go back to that point we were talking about how the poor school systems. You know?
But that's like you said, the urban community.
The school system was poor in every which way.
Yeah. And they're dealing with it every day.
From the building itself.
The pipes in the school ain't been replaced. The pipes ain't been replaced forever. Lead in the pipes, lead in the paint. You see what I'm saying? And in the system, and it hadn't been replaced in some of these schools. And you know what? Go out to Grosse Pointe. Go out to Troy. Okay, Grosse Pointe, you know, that's a suburb of Detroit.
I mean, but you got
it's an affluent, it's an affluent area.
What about?
Those are affluent areas.
Yeah, you right.
Those affluent areas, you ain't got to worry about that in the schools. If there was lead paint in them schools, it's stripped out and repainted. I guarantee you. If there's bad piping in them schools from the 40s or 50s or 60s, I guarantee. If those schools haven't been torn down and rebuilt, my point is that they're not dealing with that.
If they are, like you said, if they are dealing with it, they're gonna get it right.
Yeah,
they're gonna fix it.
They done got it right.
Okay. As soon as the water gets bad, they fix it. It ever gets bad, okay, they'll fix it. Okay, because they're gonna scream and holler, and they're gonna make sure, you know. Yeah. But you know, those are those inequities, those social inequities, Rob, that we got to talk about. But in closing, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to say I'm in closing, but because this conversation is really good, man. But okay,
as I say this really quick, I had a neighbor of mine. He's a white guy, 90 in his 90s. He said, we had this kind of wanted discussion about the inequities in the school and the school system. So he says, but the school in Detroit, it's all ran by black people. It's all ran by black people. The black people are running the school system and stuff like that. So you're going to blame, Grosse Pointe, or you're going to blame whatever. You're going to blame these communities that are not, that are the suburbs. You're going to blame this. I said, dude, you're lost. Your point, and I know what you're going to say. Your retort or your response to that kind of foolishness, that the black schools are being ran by black people, so the black people are to blame.
Yeah. I mean, that's where it's always been. There's always been, remember we were talking about how they're going to blame women for stuff? They're going to blame, it's always your fault for it. Right. So it's always been that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't even play that game, okay? For you telling me that it's my fault.
Right.
When you don't want to go back to its origins.
Right.
Okay? And if we go back to its origin, then you will see, whose fault it is. And quite frankly, I think you know whose fault it is. But you're in denial. Right. Or even if you don't know and you're complicit to it, either way you're wrong. You're bad, okay? Right. Okay? And I don't really like you anymore, okay? I love you, okay, in the sense that as a human being, okay, I'm gonna treat you with dignity and respect, okay, just as long as you don't play games with me, okay, because I might have to get with you, okay, with the real, okay, but I'm gonna give you that much, all right. But look, bottom line is with these folks, I don't play that game with them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what the deal is, okay?
Yeah.
I just go back, okay? You talking about, but it's ran by black folk. But wait a minute, you took everything from black folk, and then you said now you work with what you got.
Nah.
And wait a minute, you asked me the question. I mean, I think you brought it up, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm saying, you take things away from me, or you keep me from things. And then when I'm scrapping, trying to survive and maintain and keep anything going, from an education system to whatever, I try my best.
Right.
But you stripped me of it. You ran across 8 Mile. He did all these other things. I'm talking about Detroit now, right? And you just left Detroit. You left Detroit with nothing because you knew that you were going to one day come back and reclaim it all. You knew that, okay? But you sat back and ran, and then split up, then put a highways right down the middle, okay, of where the businesses in Detroit were thriving. Black communities were thriving. You ran a highway right through this so black folk can get from downtown Detroit, okay, back to the suburbs and these other areas. You created a highway that ran through our areas, cut us off, isolated us, put us basically in an encampment. That's what it was, okay? Stripped us of our ability to go beyond the red lines, and so we're trapped. And you keep us, okay, from all the things that we should have, like a budget, okay, that will give us a good education. Like, give us the truth instead of whitewashing what really happened, okay, in 1619. What really happened 400, 500 years ago when the first 500 plus years ago, when the first African American, okay, or should I, African came from West Africa to the United States, or should I, came from, they were imprisoned, enslaved, and brought over. The first one to America. Tell that truth, okay? And then stop telling me that I'm bad because I'm black. Stop telling me that I got a sex issue because I'm black. Stop telling me that I'm dumb because I'm black. Stop telling me that I'm never going to amount to anything. Stop telling me all of that. Stop telling me that I'm inferior. Stop doing all of these things, okay, and telling me what I'm not, and demeaning and dehumanizing me, and then come back and tell me black people are running something.
Right. No,
the hell with you.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. Now, like my man on my street that I was talking to, he's 92, I think.
That's the problem.
Oh, hold on, let me say. Okay. So he's 92.
Chill.
Let me say this. I would argue that the guy really don't know. He's been indoctrinated.
He's white?
Yes.
What makes you think he don't know? What makes you think he don't know? See, you giving him too much love, man. I ain't giving him that kind of love. He's 90-something years old. He don't want to know. Chances are.
Here's the point.
But I ain't giving him. I ain't cutting him no more slack.
Here's the point.
Rob.
Here's why I'm giving this guy credit. He sat there for hours and listened and talked. He didn't run. He talked. So at the end of the conversation, I gave him mad respect.
Who you think he voted for? No, I ain't gonna ask you that.
So my point is, I gave him mad respect.
It don't really matter.
For sitting down and talking. That's the problem. We don't communicate. So the point of the matter is, if you want to listen, I'll talk to you. If you're stuck in your ways and you don't want to change, then I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
This guy was open for, and at the end of the conversation, made some good points, and he said, I got you. I understand you on those points. 97 years old now, especially a 92-year-old.
My bad. So you're saying basically he conceded that there's some issues going on?
Absolutely he did.
All right. So do you think that you can convert him? You ain't finished with him, are you?
And 92 might not be converted, but he believes he got to.
He said, so he gonna say, listen, he gonna tell you, yeah, you might be right, but I'm still some of y'all.
But you know, he's in great shape. Walks.
Right, I know. I saw the guy.
He's an amazing specimen. Okay, he got a right faculty. Well, mind. Yeah, his mind is. I think it's fairly sharp, very sharp, and everything. So, but the point is that he listened. He listened. And he talked to us, a leader of boys, black guys in the city of Detroit, a coach, one of the most phenomenal coaches come out of the city of Detroit. But anyways, put a lot of guys.
And he's a white guy, right?
Put a lot of guys into the.
He's a white guy, right?
In the professional sports.
So
put a lot of black guys in professional sports.
Right.
Came out of his school.
I get it.
In high school. But my point is this: is that he wanted to understand.
You think
and
so?
And he wanted to listen.
So it took him that long before he understood? You mean tell this guy he got to 92 and you convinced him? You a hell of a persuader, I can tell you that.
Let me say this. There's not a lot of people can articulate a point to people. And I was able to do that to him. And I was able to do it without demeaning him or anything like that, and without listening to him. I listened to everything he said.
So was it the power of your persuasion or was it the truth? Or both?
I think it's a combination. Okay. I think it's a combination. But my point is this, is that at the end of the conversation, I told him, I said, now listen here. I ain't gonna call his name. I said, listen here. I said, I want to give you credit for sitting here. And we talk like
But he ain't getting no dap and say, for shizzle, my nigga, or nothing like that, did he?
No.
He ain't get that comfortable, did he?
No, he's very comfortable. We talk all the time. We talk all the time. He
wasn't that comfortable?
Huh?
He wasn't that comfortable?
To get me to do that?
You didn't hear what I said.
She's my nigga, I know.
Right. But I'm saying, did he, what did he say? He didn't do nothing like that. He didn't get that comfortable.
What
if he did that to you after y'all was like kumbaya, man? It's like y'all started feeling good and the halos started coming around your heads and y'all started loving around each other, started saying kumbaya.
No.
Huh?
No.
Then he came in and started feeling good and said, you know how the songs go like heavenly song. God came through and said, for shizzle, but he probably was hype.
No, he ain't.
For shizzle, my nigga.
He wasn't ready for that.
What if he did do that? What would you do?
He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. But let me say this. But I love the guy. He's a really cool guy. No, he's a really cool guy. I love him. But I was able to enlighten him on some issues that he didn't think he would. And then he literally said, I never thought about that. Okay.
Hey man,
I never thought about that.
Rob, I'm having fun.
So we got to him.
Rob, so I'm having fun.
To a great degree, we got to him. Right. And I learned some things from him too.
I'm having fun.
Conversation, bro.
I'm having fun. It's fun, but at the same time, the guy 92 years old and he's changing. That gives me hope. It does. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not. Okay, but it gives me hope because, like I said, we are one.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about that, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
And the thing is, as I said before, there was an old song that we sang. Red or yellow, black and white, it doesn't matter in its sight. Jesus loves the children, all the children of the world. Right, and that sounds kind of passive now, right? All little children. Jesus does, but a lot of folks in America don't.
Yeah, and that's
which I don't get, right? So, but if it can keep you passive and just singing the song and smiling like you got a little, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna say something that wasn't gonna be too cool, but the bottom line is this. According to the scripture, Jesus does love all the children of the world.
Right.
Okay. In fact, he said, if you don't treat children right, what?
Jump in the lake, basically.
You might as well take a hike. You might as well jump off a bridge, basically.
Jump in the lake,
That's
basically.
What he said, right?
Kill yourself, basically.
And I agree. Take care of the children.
Yeah.
But don't neglect the children just because their parents brought them across the border, okay, for a better life. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all good because I know there's folks, black and white, black, brown, and people of every ethnicity, color, and diversity, people of color, black and white, have fought, for justice, fought against inequity. And for that, I'm very thankful. You know that, Rob. But Rob, we can thank folk, that are white, allies, or people that they get it, right? Yeah. They're like, enough. They're like, no, I'm standing up, right? And they're with us. They're with us just like they're with those that are marginalized in other areas, in other spaces,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay? But we know that. But it's these crazy folks, man.
Who run this
the
stuff?
Small majority
They
got all the power and all the money. And we got to fight against it. So, Rob, we're going to close for now, but we got a lot to talk about in the future, right? And we talked about some things that were a little spiritual, I guess, in the church and what the church is doing about things and what they think about it. But, Rob, I thank you for being a Christian pastor and leader that believe in justice and will invite and will embrace any and all
injustice. Believe in justice. Almost like you say believe in injustice.
Believe in
injustice.
Believe in justice. Yeah, thanks. And you believe in justice.
Yeah.
And you're against inequity. and you're against injustice.
Right.
And you believe that in people in your church and people that are a part of your tribe, the people that are part of your space of beliefs.
People disagree with me,
Right.
believe with me, and want to be a
You
part
embrace
of
them all. You embrace them all, and that's what I appreciate better.
A lot of them don't
Half
even
the time
go to
you and
my
I, we
church.
talk a lot of BS, Rob. What I mean, we talk truth.
Yeah.
But we be vibing.
But
and
we
just,
yuck it up?
Yeah, we yuck it up because all our lives, we would go toe to toe, talk smack with each other, and that's what sharpened us and made us
I
strong.
can post you up on the court,
No,
on the basketball
you
court.
can't post you up on no basketball court. No, you can't. See, now you
you up.
stiff, man. You stiff.
No, that wasn't stiff.
You stiff, man.
You said that 30 years ago when I was taking you to the hole.
Okay, well, and with that, okay. But no, Rob, I'm serious though. But
Yeah.
I appreciate all that you do, and as a pastor and leader, it's just that not quite enough of y'all. But I thank God for.
I think there's hope though.
Yeah, there's hope. There's hope.
Even when it doesn't feel like it is sometimes.
Yeah,
There's hope.
Got to keep fighting.
Yep.
Okay. Until next time, Rob. Hey, remember, we want you to like, comment, subscribe to the podcast, and hit that notification bell, and you're going to be good. We got some merch for you. It's going to be just what you think. Good.
Good
Rob, until
Yeah.
next time,
Yeah, bro.
as we always say in conclusion, right? We are one.